Dedrick Dwayne Gobert, who played Dooky in John Singleton's iconic hood drama film Boyz in the Hood, died just 6 days before his 23rd birthday. Although his role was small, all who know the 90s classic black culture film can easily remember Dooky as the pacifier-sucking teenager who was seen with a pacifier in his mouth throughout the entire movie. The character's pacifier trend was popular among teenagers and young adults in the early 90s. Public Enemy's hype man Flavor Flav, who wore one around his neck during that era, has been cited as the originator. While most of the film's cast went on to obtain stellar acting professions, Dedrick, whose life was senselessly cut short, unfortunately did not. Boyz in the Hood was the beginning of his theatrical acting career, and he made his debut starring as a friend of Doughboy, the character played by Ice Cube. Following Boyz in the Hood, Dedrick appeared in supporting roles in 2 other John Singleton films before his untimely demise, particularly Poetic Justice in 1993 and Higher Learning, which was released in theaters on January 11, 1995, nearly 2 months after his passing. On November 19, 1994, Dedrick was shot to death in California, about 50 miles east of Los Angeles, after engaging in multiple disputes that followed a night of drag racing. Dedrick and his longtime friend Ignacio Hernandez participated in the races, with Dedrick driving his Volkswagen Rabbit and Ignacio driving a Honda del Sol. A fight between Dedrick and members of a gang erupted, and he and Ignacio were fatally shot. Dedrick's girlfriend, 16-year-old Jenny Hyon, was shot in the right side of her neck. The bullet damaged her spinal cord and left her paralyzed from the chest down. It all started during one of the races that Ignacio participated in. A vehicle abruptly pulled in front of him, which almost caused them to collide. Ignacio then got out of his car and approached the driver about his reckless driving, and the two started fighting, with some of the driver's friends that were watching the race jumping in. Before the fight could escalate any further, police arrived and Ignacio and his friends, including Dedrick and Jenny, ran to their cars and drove away. They ended up at a local pizza parlor parking lot, which was a well-known hangout spot on the weekends. When they arrived, Dedrick and Ignacio noticed some of the men that had jumped Ignacio back at the race. They began arguing, and one of the men pointed a silver chrome handgun at Dedrick, Ignacio, Jenny, and other friends that were in the parking lot. But someone quickly instructed him to put the gun away, and everyone went their separate ways. Later that same night, several members of a street gang, known as ABC, also gathered in the pizza parlor parking lot. No one knows why, but Dedrick left out of the parking lot alone repeatedly, driving up and down the street in his Volkswagen Rabbit for several minutes. He then pulled back into the parking lot, parking directly in front of the ABC gang. Seeing ABC in all red representing the Bloods, Dedrick decided to identify himself as a Crip and began to shout insults at them. The ABC members tackled Dedrick to the ground, kicking, beating, and stomping him to avenge the insults. In an attempt to aid his friend, Ignacio tried to pull the gang members off Dedrick, but was unsuccessful. As the brawl grew more and more intense, Ignacio then decided to lay on top of Dedrick's body to shield him from the beating. Sonny Enraca, a member of ABC, then shot Ignacio twice, once in his back and once in the back of his head. He then stood over Dedrick, who was face down on the ground, and shot him once in the back of his head. Dedrick's girlfriend Jenny began kicking Sonny Enraca from behind, and he turned and shot her in the neck. He then sped away from the scene along with fellow gang members. Police arrested him on December 12, 1994, based on information they received from witnesses at the shooting. He confessed to the shootings during interrogation, adding that he reacted in self-defense. On May 5, 1999, he was found guilty of 2 counts of murder and assault with a deadly weapon, with intent to cause bodily harm, and on May 12th, he was sentenced to death. In 2019, California Governor Gavin Newsom's executive moratorium on the state's death penalty ordered a reprieve for 737 California death sentences. Subsequently, Sonny Enraca is one of the inmates who were taken off of death row, but he is still serving time for the crime he committed. It's heartbreaking that Dedrick left this world when he was just 22 years old. Today, we show gratitude, respect, and admiration for the contributions he made to some of our favorite movies. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.